What's good, YouTube? This is Quintessential Q back with a Godfall discussion video. We gonna have to sit down and have a chat about the current state of Godfall and what I feel like they can do in order to make a comeback. Cause it's no secret to anybody that Godfall down bad right now. But before we get into the discussion, please like and subscribe to the YouTube. I really haven't been telling y'all to do that. So my bad, but I'm gonna try to get into the flow of these YouTube stuff. So just if you fuck with the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more Godfall content and just more gaming content in general. Right now Godfall is just the big thing for me because I've been enjoying it, but there will be other types of games shown as well. Also, drop a follow on Twitch, twitch.tv/quintessentialq. The link will be in the description below, as well as my Twitter. Go ahead and follow me over there as well to keep up with both of the channels and what's going on, as well as my personal outtakes on everything that usually gets people upset. Anyway, Godfall, man. Where do I start? I feel like there's a lot of things Godfall unfortunately fucked up on. But it's not down bad like Avengers, and it's not down bad like Anthem yet. And I'm gonna say yet, cause it can, if they don't fix some of these things, they pretty much gonna go the same way that Anthem and Avengers went out. And who knows, Anthem might actually make the comeback. I've been hearing news on the side that Anthem got something cooking up, so I don't know. But Godfall can make a comeback like right now if they just fix some of the things that's not really going too well. That ain't too hot with Godfall. So to start things off, I'm gonna get the minor stuff that they can fix out the way real quick. And so you can just have this on listening. I'm probably just gonna have gameplay in the background, just for those of you who are actually watching. But you can just put this on the side somewhere and just listen to what I have to say. Ain't really nothing gonna be on screen. Maybe if I show a couple bugs off or something, because the first topic is technical issues. They fixed a good amount of them with the first patch that it was pretty quick to respond to, but there's still a good amount of technical issues that Godfall still has. One technical issue is in the Ascended Towers. I don't know if it's in both towers, but I know it's in Ascended Towers because that's the one I run. But in the Ascended Towers, you can get stuck on a floor. Like, you go through one of the rooms, like once you get to like the top of the floor you're going to, and you pick one of the doors to go through, you clear out all the enemies and you're just stuck. There's no more enemies that spawn. Your rewards don't spawn. The door doesn't unlock so you can go back into the elevator and go to the next floor. None of that. And it's pretty common. I don't know what causes it. Usually when it happens to me, I'm just body bagging enemies. So maybe if you body enemies too fast, like the game just like, nah, bro, you wasn't supposed to kill them that fast. You just stuck. And it's not like you can wait it out. It's not like something that if you wait like maybe a couple minutes, the game like kind of realizes, oh, there's nobody there, so let me just let you out. Yeah, nah, it don't do that. One time I literally was like, let's see if I can wait it out. Literally put the sticks down, went upstairs, used the bathroom, made food, came back, and nothing, bro. Nothing. So bug fixes like those are definitely something that they need to address, as well as optimization for PC. I feel like this game was mm, definitely optimized for PS5 in mind, so they kind of gave PC the shaft just a little bit, not nothing too crazy. It's not like terribly optimized. It's just some ironing out they can do. Party stability is another thing. Like getting when you matchmake with friends, getting disconnected pretty much like every 3 to 4 missions is annoying. So I feel like that they need to iron out party stability any way they can. Matchmaking, this was honestly a rookie mistake. This was a rookie mistake. Not having matchmaking in your game, like, huh? Are y'all dumb? I don't want to call y'all dumb, but are y'all dumb? Like, bro. And then when people was asking, oh, well, how can we squad up? You can join the Godfall Discord. You can join that, guys. Why do I have to use a whole different application to squad up with people on this fucking game? Like, why do I gotta do that, bro? Especially since it's not like there's no raid like content, like in game content that I feel like is worthy enough for me to like have to go out and find people. Like in Destiny, you wasn't at first, now you are, but at first you wasn't able to matchmake for raids because that's in-game content. Like you need to have a squad ready. You can't just matchmake and like little Timmy who hasn't been grinding, like y'all, like you and your squad been grinding, just throws the raid for everybody. Like, yeah, nah. Nah, you can't. There's no content like that here in Godfall. Like, Dreamstones, bro. Like, bro, just put on whatever and just run this shit. Towers, just throw on whatever. It don't matter. But yeah, they definitely need to get some matchmaking going. And the last thing I have here for like technical issues and just like other things that they can do is crossplay. Crossplay can is come on now. And this could be on Sony's part and not really so far like so much on Counterplay's part. It could be on Sony being, Sony and just being like, we don't want to crossplay with nobody. So it could be on them. We don't know what the back end of that is looking like. But if they can push crossplay, I feel like that's more beneficial than harmful to your game, especially at the state it's in. If you like go on Twitch, Godfall is down bad on Twitch, like down hella bad. Like at peak times for Godfall, which is like maybe like 2, 3 in the afternoon, like pretty much, yeah, about 2, 3 in the afternoon on the East Coast. Godfall only peaking around like maybe 2K at best, and I'm saying at best. Now, if they get one of the people that they sponsored, like Cold Carnage or somebody, of course, then Godfall up big, right? They up like 15K if Cold Carnage is, but he sponsored to play the game, like. Of course, like he has a huge audience. They gonna watch him play whatever. He could play Dora the Explorer for all they care. He's still gonna be like, but like Godfall is down bad compared to other games that it resembles. Like it's down hella bad. So it's right now looking pretty sketchy for fucking Godfall, and it's very unfortunate to say that, but it is what it is. Like Warframe, which I feel like a lot of inspiration for Godfall came from. Like Warframe is always up above it, and Warframe really hasn't had like too much. Like I know they had some like new stuff drop, but like they haven't had like like destiny drops, like super big drops, to where like Warframe should be consistently over a new title that dropped like a week and a half ago. So that's a couple of things. Now when we get to the gameplay, and this is probably gonna be the longer section I rant on about here, cause when it comes to that good old gameplay, they got a lot to work on. Uh, and my first note here is make open world more useful. Because once you're done the story, once you grind it up to level 50, open world is literally useless. 100% useless. And other than to do some of your like merits to get, like, I think there's a merit where you have to find the little treasure crab things or whatever, like these crabs that have boxes on their back and you have to kill them before they disappear. Other than doing random shit like merits, which you don't even really need all of them, like you're probably not going to spec into almost everything in the fucking skill tree anyway. Most of that shit's useless. So make like do public events, do something that's worthwhile for me to go into the free roam areas, because I felt like y'all spent so much time to go to the free roam, like working on the free roam areas for people to never visit there once they hit level 50. Like what's the point of working on these areas on these big, like pretty big maps, if there's no point to go there once you hit level 50, once you're done grinding? Just useless. 100% useless. Next thing I say is clean up the clunkiness in combat, and mainly when it comes to weapon techniques is what I'm talking about here. People would want animation cancels into dodge or animation cancels into like block parries. I don't think they should do that. I for one don't think, because I feel like being able to animation cancel into parry or being able to animation cancel into to dodge just makes the game just mash friendly, like super mash friendly, where people can just mash on fucking light attack or mash heavy attack because they know like if they see a attack coming, they can just then mash block or mash fucking dodge and get out of it. But I do believe you should be able to animation cancel into weapon techniques. Weapon techniques are obviously primarily offensive moves, so I feel like you should be able to animation cancel into those, making that like a little bit more smooth, because as of right now, weapon techniques feel real clunky to me, and it's just not always a good feeling, like a good experience to use your weapon techniques, which for some of your weapons, if not pretty much all your weapons, yeah, I'm gonna say all the weapon types, like it's your go-to move for the most part. But it just feels so clunky like most of the time that it just feels terrible. Moving on, make Valor plates feel unique. I feel like a lot of people have touched on this point. The Valor plates all feel the fucking same, to a degree. The only difference is when you get like deep into end game, like augmentation is a thing. So you, like depending on what Valor plate you rocking, you're gonna be potentially limited in your build based on the amount of augment slots that you have available to you. So, and like what color augment slots you have, and how many of that color do you have, and etc. etc. But I feel like a lot of pretty much all of the Valor plates, except like maybe 3 or 4, just feel all the same. Like Aegis Horn feels pretty different, but that's because it has damage mitigation, and then there's no other Valor plate that has damage mitigation. So like you feel different because you feel pretty tanky, in that regard. The Soul Shatter build up from Greyhawk is pretty noticeable. The breach damage from Armistice is kind of like, especially if you're using a weapon that does pretty good breach damage, that's pretty noticeable. Aluminum might be noticeable for the weak point damage. I really don't like test around with that one, but all the ones that do like ailments or status, they all feel the fucking same. Uh, and the the poster Valor plate, or at least one of the poster boy like fucking Valor plates, fucking Hinterclaw, just feels, it doesn't feel like anything. It just feels like you just wearing a cool armor, because the 5% crit chance is, oh, so good. 5% crit. A joke. And then the Archon Fury modes all feel the fucking same. You don't really feel powerful or feel, it's not like busting out a super in Destiny or using your ultimate in Warframe. And I'm gonna probably reference these games a lot because they're basically what this type of game is. But it's not like like when you're a Titan and you use hammers or you use Fist of Havoc, like you feel powerful. Like you feel that shit. Or when you use Hunter and you use Night Stalker bow or fucking the Fire Blades, like you feel that shit. Or Nova Bomb for the Warlocks, like you feel like that's your signature move, like your super move. Like you turn the tide of combat when you use it. Archon Fury doesn't feel like that at all. Most of the time, I'm popping Archon Fury just so I can just tank hits, because I know like while Archon Fury's up, I can't die. Basically, that's it. That's the only reason why I pop Archon Fury. Is so like, oh shit, I'm about to die. Let me just pop Archon Fury so I don't die. I don't, but that's it. That's it. That's the only reason. And it just don't feel good. I don't feel like, you don't feel like you're really turning the combat. It just feels like you're stalling out like death. Or just stalling out long enough so you can put yourself in a better position. It doesn't feel like you're really turning the tides of combat like ultimate should. So that's something that they definitely need to work on. And moving on from Valor plates just not feeling unique, I'm also gonna like rag on them about customization on a lot of different fronts here. I feel like if you were going to go with the idea of that we can't color or we can't like customize the look of the Valor plates as we want, we have to have skins that apply to them, then give us ways to earn skins in game. Not this most likely how they're going to do it, microtransaction bullshit that they're probably going to slap on us and be like, oh, here you go, you can look different if you pay for the skin for $4.99. Like, bro. Like, and it could have been tied to in-game content. Like, it could have been so easy. It could have been so easy. Just if you was gonna go this model of putting skins in the game, make it so that they're tied to like your merits. Like you unlock, if you do unlock this merit, or if you complete this merit, you get this skin for this Valor plate. Or if you finish all your Dreamstones, you get these skins for these Valor plates. Or if you make it to floor 25 or if you beat floor 25 and fucking Ascended Towers, you get this Valor plate skin. Like, make it tied to something. So that way when like people see you rock like a certain skin, I mean, I don't know who's going to see you rock any type of skin ever because there's not matchmaking, remember? So it's not like you can matchmake with randoms, but you know, if you have friends and you squad up with your friends, like maybe maybe they'd be like, oh shit, like that skin looked dope. What you had to do to get that? And you was like, bro, I had to get to like floor 50 of fucking Ascended Towers or something, like notable accomplishments and way to like unlock skins for your Valor plates. But it is what it is. Um, Improved build diversity is my next point here, and I feel like this game has potential. I see the potential for build diversity. It's not there. Right now, all builds are not created equal. I will tell you that. I will tell you that. Because Soul Shatter is probably the most strongest mechanic in this game. By far. And if you pair Soul Shadow, I said Soul Shadow. Soul Shatter with like crit, it's a wrap. It's wraps, and anything you add on top of Soul Shatter and crit is just extra at that point. Like Soul Shatter crit builds are probably the king, other than like Aegis Horn tank builds. Like Soul Shatter crit builds are probably the next best thing, if not basically tied or even potentially surpassing the Aegis Horn tank build if you're really technical and you're really good at dodging and parrying, so you don't really need like the extra tank and sustain that you get from the Aegis Horn tank build. But it's either Aegis Horn tank build right now or Soul Shatter crit builds. Like that's it. Like even the build video that I did 2 days ago is basically a Soul Shatter crit build. Like it's a tower killer. Like I'm not hype. I wasn't gassing it. Like you gonna wreck through towers if you're really good at dodging and parrying. It's glass cannon as fuck, but all it is a Soul Shatter crit build. That's all the fuck it is. Nothing more, nothing less. Soul Shatter crit and weak points. That's all it is. They don't really care about ailments because ailments right now are just dumb. It's not even worth building into for the most part. It's way more easier to build into like crit stuff and weak point damage and weapon technique damage than fucking ailments anyway. So, bleh. If I proc an ailment, I proc it. I do spec into the ailment tree. Most people still do, just for the 8% chance. And if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. Who cares? But build diversity really, really just lacking right now. And I feel like another reason for build diversity lacking is because all the ailments are just dot damages. All of them. Bleed, burn, void, chill, shock, all of them are just dot damages. They don't do anything. They don't have no secondary effects. They're all just dot damage. And at that point, why do you even have all these different ailments and stuff if they don't do other things? Like you could have just kept like two or three. Like you could have had fire, bleed, and shock and just called it a day. Honestly. And got rid of like half the valor plates in the game because of it. Just kept like two or three ailments and called it a day. And moved on with your life. Like if they don't do like when I heard like there was a chill element, I thought like it was gonna like be a slow. Cause when you think of chill, when you think of something being like, I guess technically it's from water dual blades, but again, cold water or whatever, you think of it like a slow, like something that's gonna slow the enemy down, slow their attack speed and their movements, so I have more like damage uptime or like burn could have been like on how it is on Pokemon. Like if you're burned on Pokemon, yeah, you still take residual damage each turn, but your physical attack's also halved. So it could have been like that. Like maybe if you burn someone, they do less damage to you. Or if you shock someone, well, if chill is move slower, then shock is maybe like a stun. Like just a complete stun, like they're paralyzed. Um, Void could be like maybe they're confused. Maybe like they fight like if someone's like hit with a void proc, like it could have been like a confusion type thing, and they like attack their teammates, and like it just could have been so much better. Or even if it was like void makes them more like vulnerable to just extra damage because like it drops their defenses or something like that, something of that nature. To like bleed just being a pure dot damage is cool. I'm cool with that. Fire being a pure dot damage, I'm cool with that. Like those two could have just been pure dots, and I would have been okay with that. But then you don't need all these other ones. You don't need chill, shock, and void to also be dot damages. Oh, and poison. I forgot poison is there too. Like you don't need all those to be dot damages then. Like just 6 different ailments, all of them are dot damage. Like for what? For why? It makes no sense. It just, and I feel like that hurts build diversity because what's the point of building an ailment if all the ailments are the fucking same? My oof, and this is a big one. This is probably my number one most complained about thing. Make Ascended Towers feel more rewarding. Whoever made like the RNG loot table for fucking Ascended Towers needs to be smacked upside their head. Like dead ass. Dead ass. Like whoever was like, bro, you can go 30, 40, 50 floors and never see a legendary door needs to be smacked upside their head. Probably twice. Maybe 3 times. At least twice though. Cause that's so dumb. Ascended Towers is the pinnacle as of right now, is the pinnacle of your end game. I guess maybe also like the level 60 Dreamstone where you have to fight macros. But other than like the really high level Dreamstones, like Towers is it. And I will say Towers is the pinnacle of your end game because there's loot in Towers that you can't get in Dreamstones. So Ascended Towers right now is your pinnacle of endgame until we get maybe an expansion that gives us like raid like content or something, which is a note here. Like we should have raid like content pretty fucking soon. But as of right now, Ascended Towers is kind of your thing. And they, to a degree, they kind of made it flow that way. Like the story flows you into Dreamstones, and then you grind through the story, get whatever gear you can through the story so you can get through Dreamstones. Then you start really making your build once once you hit level 50 and start grinding the higher level Dreamstones. And once you actually have a build and can do stuff, you take that build to Ascended Towers to like min max it out with like double primary passive like weapons and stuff. Like that's the progression that they kind of push you towards, and the pinnacle of their end game feels so lackluster to the point where people would rather go back to Dreamstones and just grind for legendaries in Dreamstones instead of going into Towers. And Towers is supposed to be your pinnacle end game, and that's dumb. That's like people in Destiny thinking that the raid is so not worth it that instead of doing the raid, they do fucking strikes. Like, like that's so ass backwards. Ass backwards because right now, as of right now, Ascended Towers is the pinnacle of your end game. And y'all need to focus on that by making it feel rewarding to even attempt it. And as of right now, my suggestion is every 10th floor, when you complete the 10th floor of Ascended Towers, that should be a guaranteed legendary drop. Guaranteed. And I mean like a guaranteed double, like a guaranteed Ascended Towers drop with the weapons with double primaries. That should be guaranteed every 10 floors. Because the you can get the same weapon and it has two different, like completely different primary passives from the last time you got it. I saw someone, like, I have dual blades that have double primaries on them. They're called the Twin Dragons. I saw someone like video the other day who also had Twin Dragons, and their two passives were completely different than mine. And I was like, oh, damn, like I need to go back and try to get a better version of these. Like the person I saw didn't have like a super great version either, but the fact that they had two completely different passives than I did, I was like, oh shit, let me go back and I need to find more. But like, you can't because there's no target farming to an extent. I guess I could pick all the dual blade doors and hope I eventually get the Twin Dragons again. But good luck with that. And there's no, like I said, there's no guaranteed drops for legendary. So I'm gonna just be farming towers for the next 1,000 plus floors before I get a weapon with a double primary passive. Like, it's stupid. So unrewarding. It's like the Ascended Towers doesn't value your time at all, and that's just so ass. A couple other things that I feel like are just like business strategy things that I don't even know will or will not work. One is have a fucking roadmap. We don't even have a roadmap for this game, other than that we know an expansion coming out next year. But I guess since they're not a live service game, they don't really have a roadmap because they don't plan on really updating the game with content. But that leads me to my next point. Y'all might want to reconsider that not being a live game service thing. And I know they said, well, we're not being a live service game because all of our content's going to come right in the box. Well, it's not there. It's not there. The content not there. There's no content. What content came out of the box? The lackluster 10 to 12 hour story that I forgot, basically, other than my character Orin the construct and macros, which I guess that's basically all the characters other than the bosses. Like, who cares? I barely cared about Orin's reason for wanting to fight macros. I don't care. I didn't care. I didn't care about that shit. Macros could have became a god and washed my character again. Just beat his ass. Just beat the goofy out of him again, and I wouldn't have cared. At that point, bro, let Macros become a god and take over the world. I don't care, bro. Well, go ahead, let Macaroni be a god. I don't care, bro. So the content wasn't in the story because that was lackluster and dry as fuck. Your open world is useless once you hit 50. So the content there, the content in the open world, I must have missed it. And your end game is almost as lackluster as the story. So, and at times unrewarding. So, oof. Big oof if you thought like all your content was in just came out the box, cause sheesh, it ain't there. it ain't there. So they might want to rethink the we're not going to be a live service game thing. They might want to really take that into consideration and maybe want to be a live service game. Just saying. And all the last thing is just be a bit more like upfront and active on your social medias. They were pretty active with the bug fixes, so this is kind of only like a halfway mark, really. But because after their bug fixes, dead silence, bro. People been complaining about the game, complaining about the lack of content, complaining about because all these things I'm bringing up aren't like new, aren't new. People been complaining about this since pretty much day one, and for some of the end game stuff since day three. So like at least be like, yo, on social media, you don't even have to get into great detail. Just be like, yo, listen, we hear your feedback, we working on some stuff. Like, give the people some reassurance that you're actually doing something other than twiddling your thumbs, just hoping that magically everyone will start liking your game and stop just shitting on it. It's not gonna happen. Like, but like I said, right now, Anthem called it Anthem. Hey, it might be going in that direction, but Godfall down bad right now, and it definitely needs something, something to bring it back. But that'll be it for me today. That was the end of my rant. That was the end of my full rant. This video was a bit long, almost fucking 40 fucking minutes. Lord. But for those who stuck around to hear all my ranting and all that shit, I appreciate it. Again, please, if you fuck with the content, if you fuck what we doing over here, like and subscribe. It helps me out on YouTube since we're starting out on YouTube. You know, we new to the game. We're definitely new to the game because this is the first video ever I told y'all to like or subscribe to anything. But I have been telling y'all to follow the Twitch channel over at twitch.tv/quintessentialq. Again, link to that will be in the description, as well as my Twitter. Follow me there for any updates on videos, on streams, all that jazz. But I'll catch y'all on the next video. Deuces.